أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبه نستعين والحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين ولعنة الله الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. So alhamdulillah, we can start on time today. So we can begin our discussion. So to quickly review, the last two nights I've been discussing some of the accusations and doubts that were leveled against Dua al-Iftitah and A'mal of the Quran. And we discussed that, at length and demonstrated that in fact they are verifiably, at least to a certain extent, verifiably from the Imams with, as found in famous books from the early period of Islam, such as from the period of Ibn Tawus and others, indicating, all of this of course indicating that this was not something invented or fabricated in the Shia tradition, that this Amal of the Quran and Dua al-Iftitah is believed to be from the 12th Imam, Dua al-Iftitah that is not by any means something that is unknown or something that is gharib in our tradition. And we demonstrated that to the best of our ability at length, in light especially of the fact that an individual has levied some pretty profound, I wouldn't say profound, but unfortunate accusations against the entire Shia tradition and the ulama, essentially either indicating that they are wholly ignorant or they've misled the people and are lied to the people. All three accusations are tied up in one, in one speech, so to speak, about these the A'mal of the Quran in Ramadan and Dua al-Iftitah, both of which we demonstrated is a patently false accusation, which has, which, as I said yesterday, the objective is not to say that, everybody has to have 100% yaqeen in the historical reality, that this particular amal came from the sixth Imam, or historical certainty that Dua al-Iftitah is with yaqinan from the 12th Imam. That is something else. People develop their own yaqeen in different ways depending on their approach to the science of hadith and what their methodology and epistemology is and philosophy is with regards to certain intricate elements within the science of hadith. So my claim is not that this is absolutely indisputable and absolute truth in the way Ghadir, for example, is. No. But what I attempted to delineate and ascertain is that it is found in one, famous sources. Two, there are isnads for it. Three, our great scholars have practiced it. Number four, those isnads end with the fifth, sixth, and seventh Imams. So to say that this amal and practice and form of ibadat is delusionary and a lie is, I think, a very extreme accusation against the tradition, and very irresponsible and very dangerous, because this is people's iman here, it's dangerous in the sense that someone who's not informed well enough, obviously, they can go astray and just be like, well, I mean, if this is all essentially a bucket of lies, then, well, what else is a lie then, So we demonstrated that that is not the case, and we also demonstrated that these supplications have been preserved by the 12th Imam, by the wakala of the 12th Imam, by the 12th Imam himself as given to the wakala of the Imam. We also demonstrated that there's an early written tradition that indicates that the wakala of the Imam, especially Uthman bin Sa'id, Muhammad bin Uthman, Hussein bin Ruh, preserved an actual written ancient tradition of du'as, written down in writing, in handwriting. And we have very early manuscripts that indicate that this was a written tradition. And this can be proven, and this is understood, and this has been understood by the people who are mutakhassisun and specialists in this subject. This is a written tradition, an ancient tradition, a sacred tradition, which is preserved from the time of the deputies of the 12th Imam. So one of the important functions of the deputies of the 12th Imam was in the preservation and deliverance of specific supplications and ziyarat to be delivered to the community on special days. One example would be on the wiladat of Imam al-Hussein in Sha'ban. There's a very special dua which was given by the wakil of the Imam from An-Nahiya al-Muqaddasa. This is in the very early sources such as the Misbah of Sheikh al-Ta'ifa, of Sheikh Tusi. Often through the transmission of al-Bazufari and others. These are very important people in the early tradition who have narrated to us these du'as. This is important so that we have that sense of comfort and understanding in this tradition. Number two, as I said, there are du'a al-iftita is another case in which, as we demonstrated with a complete isnad, with the complete sanad from Ibn Abi Qura, who was a contemporary between Sheikh al-Mufid and Sheikh Tusi, with an isnad going back to the nephew of Muhammad bin Uthman bin Sa'id al-Umari, who narrates, who says that this, he had a collection of du'as obviously received to him by the 12th Imam. It doesn't mention the 12th Imam, but it is understood that Muhammad bin Uthman is not taking time to write his own du'as for the community, right? This is what could be kind of described as a tuqiyat of the 12th Imam, or the letters or the information that the Imam would deliver in his own handwriting. Or he would teach his wakil by imla. Imla is another method of transmission. There's kitaba and imla, right? Imla meaning that the Imam would recite and the wakil would write down the dua. Then the dua would be prepared, it would be put into a book, and it would be delivered to the community in Samarra, in Baghdad, in other parts of the world. This we know in history, not in the history of 1,000 years later, in history that is nearly contemporary to that occurring. And I gave an example of that yesterday. There's an actual manuscript which I have, which is a copy of that original text from Muhammad bin Uthman himself, which is a text of the qunut, the supplications to be recited in the qunut known as qunutat mawalina al-a'imma al-athhar, or mawalina al-a'imma al-athhar. And it's very beautiful how Shia came to the city of Samarra, and at first they met the 11th Imam, then they returned. By then the 12th Imam had already gone into ghaiba, into minor occultation. They met Muhammad bin Uthman. Muhammad bin Uthman spoke to them about these traditions. They came back, then met Hussein bin Ruh. After meeting, again, I have here a manuscript in my hand. I'm not talking about some story that people have told. This is written down. They then met Hussein bin Ruh. Hussein bin Ruh then brought out for them a notebook, a majmu from the 12th Imam himself of these du'as. They then copied it. They were then told that this is the most important aspects of your religion, muhammatud deen. Write it down, wa fihi balag wa kifaya, and in there is sufficiency and completeness. Preserve it, put it in your heart, and remember it. This is how the emphasis that the Imams have put on du'a and ziyarat. That it is a part of our living tradition. It is a part of our sacred tradition. It is what polishes our hearts. It polishes our souls because it comes from a ma'asum and delivered to us from a ma'asum. And it's for that reason that scholars like Agha Buzurg Tehrani and Sheikh Abbas al-Qummi and Muhaddith Nouri believed this to be from the 12th Imam. It's not Abbas Qummi compiled Mafatih al-Jinan, just one day had nothing better to do, and just wrote Mafatih al-Jinan. No, that's not how it works. For the people who understand the ilm al-hadith and the transmission of hadith, the transmission of dua and ziyarat, understand this ilm, they understand this science, they are involved in this science, they are mutakhassis in this science, then they appreciate and understand Mafatih al-Jinan. Again, I'm not saying everything is authentic in it, but it is, for the most part, derived from very reliable and early sources of Shia tradition. And And some of those sources are Sheikh Tusi, Ibn Tawus, Salam al-Hilli, right at the bottom there, Al-Kaf'ami, Ala Alamat al-Majlisi, right? And others who Abbas Qumi relied upon. So, I mean, is it possible that all these individuals from the early period of Ghaibat al-Kubra were all lying? They all were mistaken. They were all in the state of dalalat? Because this is the implication that this gentleman has put forward, which I think is, of course, would be very disastrous for us in that case. It would basically put the entire institution of our understanding of who we are as Shia and the madhab, at least portions of it, into complete doubt. Which is, patently false and incorrect. And as Majlisi introduces in his Zad al-Ma'ad very clearly here, he says something very, very interesting, Alama Majlisi. And this is an extremely important and arcane point here to demonstrate. He says here, أحببت أن أورد في هذه الرسالة منتخبا من أعمال الصنع. He says that I was endeared, or I love the idea of putting together a work for the amal for mu'mineen and mu'minat. 15 Shaban, Laylatul Qadr, all of these amal that we are doing, that we are performing, these sacred rituals that purify our heart when they're done with a sense of understanding and purpose. So I wanted to do this, and to talk about the importance of certain days and certain nights in the calendar. Now he says something very important. He says, أعمالها المنقولة بأسانيد صحيحة ومعتبرة بحيث لا يحرم بحيث لا يحرم من بركاتها عامة الناس وعسى أن يذكروني أنا العبد العاصي بالدعاء وطلب المغفرة. So he says very clearly here that when I compiled this book, this is Allama Majlisi, so it's about 700 years between Allama Majlisi and Sheikh Tusi, okay? He says here that I compiled this book with chains of transmission that are authentic or mu'tabar. Now, what does mu'tabar mean? This is very, very important to understand. The second word here, right? Where I put the word mu'tabar. Sahiha, meaning that it is a chain of transmission that goes to the Imam, and every single narrator is narrated from the other one. It is confirmed, and every single one is considered to be thiqa and trustworthy. That is sahiha. Now, the second category of the chains of transmission for these a'mal are asanid mu'tabara. Mu'tabara means that, it's something that Sheikh Sanad explains as well as other people, which is qara'in al-amal al-tawthiq, or al-qara'in al-ijmaliyya, right? That there are a various group of factors that come together. The author of the book, the time in which it was revealed, some of the companions in the isnad, so on and so forth. That all these factors are put together, and through that the mu'min, or rather the muhaddith, arrives at itmi'nan, that they trust this dua then. They trust this ziyarah. They trust that this a'mal. This is what we mean by i'tibar. It's a very long discussion. I'm summarizing something from 300-400 pages into 1-2 sentences to explain. But that is what he means by mu'tabara. That you see, when people obsess and they ask, Maulana, is that hadith sahih? I said, Baba, it's not only about sahih. There's so much more complicated approaches to the understanding and the acceptance of hadith simply beyond a single isnad or chain of transmission of which every single reporter is deemed to be thiqa. And even if they're deemed to be untrustworthy, on what basis? That has to be delineated, that has to be discussed. What is your philosophy? What is your foundational approach to the tradition? These are all questions that have to be, these are all inquiries that have to be made. And then each inquiry has to be answered. And then each inquiry has to be examined. Right? It's not simple to just simply, it's not a black and white matter is what I am saying. Right? That there are many different avenues, طرق كثيرة ومتعددة, for the authentication and the understanding of a dua and ziyarat to be considered to be from the Imam or not. Multiple ways for it. Right? One of them is the author, for example. And this is where we distinguish between what Sheikh Muhammad Sanad says is shahadat hissiya bisihat al-khabar wa qarina ijmaliya quwwiya dhanniya. Right? That there are two different ways. One is for certain each and every narrator or is authentic without any doubt, and every single Shia accepts it. Hissiya, mean as good as what you can see with your eyes in front of you. Or there's another kind of tradition where you have a group of different factors that come together in order for you to arrive at that certainty, which he describes as qarina ijmaliya, qawiyya dhaniyya, which is reasonable, strong assumptions. As I say, an educated hypothesis. And the tradition functions on educated hypotheses. You cannot simply go only for hissiya. It is not possible. And sometimes a tradition, a singular tradition, which could be from shahadat hissiya to be authentic, can be overruled by qara'in ijmaliyah, by those traditions that are not necessarily determined to be authentic through that route, but have so many factors on the other side that can overtake the first one. And there's a long bahthun tawil, there's a long discussion on this issue. I don't want to go too much into it. And at the end of it, of course, Sheikh Muhammad Sayyid Kashif al-Khata, who of course is nothing new what he is saying here, it is based on centuries old understanding. Is there really even a need to look at the isnad of a dua or ziyarah? What is the hajat here? I only brought all this up to entertain skeptics who bring up, who are, too smart for school, so to speak. Too cool for school, as they say, And so we showed from the one perspective, if you want to take that route, fine. There we are. There are isnads, there are mu'tabar. We're looking at ilm al-hadith, ilm al-usul, proving the authenticity from the sources of the hawza and demonstrating it. But from a second perspective, the ulama say that acts of worship, of which the content is acceptable to the madhab, why is there an obsession with finding isnads for it or investigating its chain of transmission? If our great scholars have been practicing it, if there's amal that we see in our great scholars or ashabu tasanif wa muhaddithin and the transmitters of tradition, then Sheikh Muhammad Hussain Kashif al-Khata, Sheikh Murtada al-Ansari, the writer of Makasib, and others, even before, Ibn Tawus mentions this principle as well, which goes back to the tradition of the Prophet himself, that says that which is of thawab, which comes to you, which is a reward, which is a good deed or a good act to do, and you perform it, even if it turns out it's technically not from us, or it can be historically proven for certainty to have come from us, you still get the thawab for it. So why all the, as they say in Hindi or Gujarati, why all the hangama about this? Really? It's a manufactured crisis. It's a manufactured problem, of which there wasn't a problem before. I would probably say before the last 15 or 20, 25 years, no one has ever brought this up as a real issue. And there's reasons why that is the case. We're not here to go into those reasons. But, and the people who are of the tradition understand the tradition. One of my teachers, Sayyid Muhammad Sin Jalali, my mentor, Ayatollah Sayyid Muhammad Sin Jalali, the student of Sayyid al-Khuwi, the classmate of Sayyid Sistani, student of Agha Bazuk Tehrani, student of Sayyid Muhsin al-Hakim, my teacher. He's now in his 80s, may Allah give him, protect him and give him a long life. Written about 500-600 books. I asked him one day, somebody had given a lecture about dua tawassul. And they said, this dua, we don't know about it, and kada, all this stuff. This tawassul might be a problem, and why you're saying, calling upon the imams and this and that. So Sayyid Muhammad Sin Jalali is a giant, obviously, in muhaddith. He's a muhaddith, a scholar, bila shak wa rayb. No one would debate with his credentials. One of the top students of Agha Bazuk Tehrani, Bushnurdi, Sayyid Khui, from those days, from that zaman. So this is the same as Sheikh Wahid and Sayyid Sistani, in the same level. He turned to me and he said, who asked that stupid question? I said, Sayyidina, what? He said, who would ask such, and he used the words, he was so frustrated with such a ridiculous proposition, such a far-fetched, ridiculous proposition, that somehow for 1,000 years we've all been in shirk. Said that We know this is a misdaq of tawassul, that one of the misdaq min masadiq al-tawassul is to say these words, right? Ishfa' lana 'inda Allah. We know that. Then there's other ahadith that indicate it as well. He says, I've never heard in my 80 years of studying ilm al-hadith and usul and philosophy, I've never heard a scholar actually come up and say that this is an issue, the house is burning down, mu'mineen are reciting dua tawassul, what do we do? It's not authentic. When you actually take these propositions to great scholars, they find them so ridiculous that mu'mineen are wasting their time. Really, that these are the issues that, I mean, these are great. These are not small figures, my dear brothers and sisters. These are the people who the madhab is sitting on their shoulders. Yani hamalin al-madhab, they are carrying the madhab of Ahlul Bayt as the representatives of Imam al-Zaman, in this sense, the general representatives. You know, and what he was trying to say is that even if there isn't a sanad, the text itself indicates it's okay to recite. So there's no need to create such a drama and chaos about it, which unfortunately is the case today. I don't know why certain individuals like to create this. I mean, we can discuss its historical origins and discuss how whether it's from the Imam. I am an academic, I'm all for discussions, but to say that it is a dangerous practice or a disliked practice or something the mu'mineen should stay away from or refrain from, really? One individual went so far to say that, you know, implicitly trying to bring Ayatollah Nasir Makarim into the picture here, by saying, oh, Ayatollah Makarim rejects this many hadith and this many hadiths he considers to be da'if, and all this is da'if and all this is weak and so on and so forth. We'll leave that aside. But for the point of the fact is, Ayatollah Makarim himself includes dua tawassul in his edition of Mafatihul Jinan and indicates that it is the fastest way for the hajat to be granted. So, unless Ayatollah Nasir Makarim Shirazi, Hafidhullah, wa Allah maqama, is all wrong in a state of jahiliyyah. Really? And Alamat al-Hilli as well, who says the same thing. We're not doing taqdees of ulama, we're just saying that there were sources for this. Now sometimes we don't always have the earliest source, but we know that the ulama who are practicing it had sources for many of these things. Now coming to Dua Kumail, as I had mentioned previously, it was a discussion as to whether it is the dua of Khidr or the dua of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Right? We have different traditions and different manuscripts indicate different aspects of this, of this difference of opinion, so to speak. But does the discrepancy really matter? The answer is no, as I mentioned before. And I'll give you an example of the interaction between Khidr and Amir al-Mu'mineen, that Al-Barki and Kulayni include a tradition from Imam al-Sadiq in which one day Imam Ali and Imam al-Hasan encounter a man in the mosque of Basra, inquiring about different matters pertaining to the state of the soul, of the ruh during sleep. So there was a man in the masjid of Basra, he wanted to know what happens to our soul while we're sleeping. And other questions pertaining to a dhikr and nisyan, remembrance and forgetfulness. At which point Imam Ali, salamullahi alayhi, turns to Imam al-Hasan and he tells him, you go and answer those questions of the person. And Imam al-Sadiq says, the Imam was asked, who was this man? He says, it was Khidr alayhi salam. So the young Imam al-Hasan was sent by his father to answer the questions of al-Khidr in the masjid of Basra. And we know that there's a very interesting relationship between Amir al-Mu'mineen and Khidr. You know, on another occasion, Saduq narrates in his Kitab al-Tawheed that at the Battle of Badr, Khidr appeared to Amir al-Mu'mineen in his dream. And Ali requested Khidr to teach him something that will grant him victory over the enemies. At which Khidr told him, Ya huwa man la huwa illa huwa. right? Upon informing him, Ali was told that Khidr taught me the greatest name, Al-Ism Al-A'zam. Right? He doesn't go into all the details here. So there's this interesting relationship in which Ahlul Bayt are teaching Khidr, Khidr is coming to Ahlul Bayt. Allahu A'lam, Allah knows best what the nature of these souls are and how they interact with one another. So it is not unusual to see, of course, this dua having some association with Prophet Khidr. Secondly, who was Kumail? Kumail was someone who we would describe as a Shia hero from the Ashraf of Kufa. He detested the rule of Uthman. He was a friend of Malik al-Ashtar and Hijr bin Adi, and he was eventually murdered by Hajjaj bin Yusuf. Right? Tabari narrates the whole thing, that Kumail came to collect his monthly stipend. Hajjaj, of course, remembered him as being one of the people that, what he called partook in troublemaking at that time. In his opposition to Muawiyah's opposition to Uthman, and he had him murdered and executed. So Kumail ibn Ziyad is a shaheed, of course, who was murdered because of his wila for Ahlul Bayt, salamullahi alayhi. Just like Hijr bin Adi as well. And the interesting thing is that Imam Ali's inner circle, the inner circle of Amir al-Mu'mineen, whether they be Kumail ibn Ziyad, Malik al-Ashtar, Hijr, all of them were great warriors and great mystics. All of them were Arafa in their own right, and they were also profound warriors in the battlefield. They were the closest that you would come to al-Insan al-Kamil, after the Aima, obviously. And that's why we know that some of these companions could perform mu'jizat of their own. And that's why we also know that Kumail ibn Ziyad is considered to be one of the spiritual masters in Sufism and Tasawwuf. That's a different discussion for a different day, which is Kumail is not only respected by Shias, he's respected by many other Muslims as being one of the spiritual masters of his age, right? Through which the spiritual secrets of Amir al-Mu'mineen, the asrar of Amir al-Mu'mineen, flow through his heart to the Mu'mineen and the Mu'minat. Right? So this is demonstrated both, of course, in Shia tradition as well as in the tradition of Tasawwuf. And you could refer to the work of Haydar Amuli's Asrar al-Sharia and other works in this regard. Now, as for Dua Kumail, we can divide it. I'll divide it today, and then tomorrow we'll engage in our discussion on this. It can be divided into 3 segments. As I've divided it. I mean, you can divide it in your own way. This is my division here for the purpose of my study, which is a chapter from my dissertation. I describe it as a mosaic or a spiritual journey, right? Because the moment is traveling from one spiritual state to the next until they arrive at the final salvation. Kunu bardan wa salama, right? That the fire gets cold and now the moment is saved. At the end, it will be khidmatika sarmada. And now I'm permanently in a state of your servitude. So I've begun as the sinner who's committed the worst sins, right? That break the asam of Allah, tahbisu dua, all of these things. And I end up in a state, fi khidmatika sarmada, that now I'm permanently in a state of your submission and servitude to you. Permanently. Sarmada. That's the journey. And the mu'min goes through different spiritual states as they journey through the dua. Right? They begin with the sanctification and the transcendence of God, with doing the taqdees of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the ta'zeem of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then they go to their own self. So they go from God, God's great transcendence, right? Into their own soul, the poverty, sinfulness, moral bankruptcy, laziness, all of these things within our own soul. There's a self-reflection that takes place. Crying, buka, mourning over our own self, our jealousy, as Maulana's been speaking about this night, about hasad and all of these things, very important discussion. About falling to the ensnarement of our own self. Then we begin the journey upwards, which is what I call the language of love and salvation. But we cannot enter into the domain of the language of love and salvation until we go through the state of self-denial, purging the self, crying over the self, blaming the self, understanding the self before the ascent upwards can take place. To be khidmatika sarmada, obviously, towards the end. And inshallah, we'll talk about each one of them briefly over the remaining nights, inshallah. We have 1 minute left, because I know I'm being given until 8:15. So there's one other point I wanted to make about this, which was that the dua has to be put within its context. Meaning, when we look at these different stages that the dua presents, it's obviously not just a dua, it's a story of the human soul. It's a story, it's a narrative of human life, from its beginning to its end, right, in akhirat. That it almost becomes, if you look at how deep it is both a commentary on the Quran, it is a commentary on Islamic philosophy, it is a commentary on Islamic mysticism, and it is a commentary on hadith. The dua itself becomes a source of commentary, shar' and tafsir, and ta'weel upon the entire edifice of Islam. Don't know if you can observe that. The entire edifice of Islam can be seen through this lens, almost. Most of it, at least. That's the profundity of it. And that's why we believe it's from a ma'soom, because of sigatul kalam, just the way the words are joined together. And inshallah, we'll talk about that tomorrow. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa alihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله ملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما وافتتاح بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم إني أفتتح الثناء بحمدك وأنت مسدد للصواب بمنك وأيقنت أنك أنت أرحم الراحمين في موضع العفو والرحمة وشد المعاقبين في موضع النكال والنقمة وأعظم المتجبرين في موضع الكبرياء والعظمة اللهم أذنت لي في دعائك ومسألتك فاسمع يا سميع مدحتي وأجب يا رحيم دعوتي وأقل يا غفور وعصتي فكم يا إلهي من كربة قد فرجتها وهموم قد كشفتها وأسرة قد أقلتها ورحمة قد نشرتها وحلقة بلاء قد فككتها والحمد لله الذي لم يتخذ صاحبة ولا ولدا ولم يكن له شريك في الملك ولم يكن له ولي من الذل وكبره تكبيرا الحمد لله بجميع محامده كلها على جميع نعمه كلها الحمد لله الذي لا مضاد له في ملكه ولا منازع له في أمره. الحمد لله الذي لا شريك له في خلقه ولا شبيه له في عظمته. الحمد لله فاشي في الخلق أمره وحمده الظاهر بالكرم مجده الباسط بالجود يده الذي لا تنقص خزائنه ولا تزيده كسة العطاء إلا جودا وكرما. إنه هو العزيز الوهاب. اللهم إني أسألك قليلا من كثير مما حاجة به إلي عظيما وغناك عنه قديم وعند كثير. اللهم عفوك عن ذنبي وتجاوزك عن خطيئتي وصفتك عن ظلمي وسترك على قبيح عملي وحلمك عن كسرة جرمي عندما كان من خطئك وعمدي أطعمني في أن أسألك ما لا أستوجبه منك الذي رزقتني من رحمتك وأرأيتني من قدرتك وعرفتني من إجابتك فصرت أدعوك آمنا وأسألك مستعصكا لا أجد مفرا ولا مكاما. فإن أبت عني أتبت بجالي عليك وعلى الذي أبت عني وخير لي لعلمك بعاقبة الأمور. فلم أر مولا كريما أصبر على عبد لين منك علي. يا ربي إنك تدعوني فأولي عنك وتتهبب إلي فتبغض إليك وتتودد إلي فلا أقبل منك. كان لي التتولم عليك فلم يمنك ذلك من الرحمة لي والإحسان إليك والتفضل علي بجودك وكرمك. فارحم عبدك الجاهل وجد علي بفضل إحسانك إنك جواد كريم. الحمد لله مالك الملك مجري الفلك مسخر الرياح فالق الإصباح ديان الدين رب العالمين. الحمد لله على حلمي بعد حلمي والحمد لله على عفوي بعد قدرتي والحمد لله على طول أناته في غضبه وهو قادر على ما يريد. الحمد لله خالق الخلق باسط الرزق فالق الإصباح ذي الجلال والإكرام والفضل والإنعام الذي بعد فلا يرى وقرب فشهد النجوى تبارك وتعالى. الحمد لله الذي ليس له منازع هدى يعادله ولا شبيه يشاكله ولا نظير معاي يعاضده. قهر بعزة الأعزاء وتواضع لعظمة العظماء وبلغ بقدرته ما يشاء. الحمد لله يجيبني حين أنادي ويستر على كل عورة وأنا أصيه ويعزم النعمة فلا أجازه. فكم من موهبة هنيئة قد أعطاني وعزيمة مخوفة قد كفاني ومهجة مونكة قد أراني. فاصنع علي حامدا واذكروا مسبحا. الحمد لله الذي لا يحتك حجابه ولا يغلق بابه ولا يرد سائله ولا يخيب آمله. الحمد لله الذي يؤمن الخائفين ويؤدي الصالحين والصادقين ويرفع المستعطفين ويدع المستكبرين ويهلك ملوكا ويستخلف آخرين. والحمد لله قاسم الجبارين مبير الظالمين مدرك الهاربين نكال الظالمين صريخ المستصرخين بوضي هاجات الطالبين معتمد المؤمنين. الحمد لله الذي من خشيته ترد السماء وسكانها وترجف الأرض وعمارها وتموج البحار من يسبح في غمراتها. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. الحمد لله الذي يخلق ولم يخلق ويرزق ولا يرزق ويطعم ولا يطعم ويميت الأحياء ويحيي الموتى وهو حي لا يموت بيده الخير وهو على كل شيء قدير. اللهم صل على محمد عبدك ورسولك وأمينك وصفيك وحبيبك وخيرتك من خلقك وحافظ سرك وبلغ رسالاتك أفضل وأحسن وأجمل وأكمل وأزكى وأنمى وأطيب وأزهر وأصنع وأكثر ما صليت وباركت وترحمت وتهننت وسلمت على أحد من عبادك وأنبيائك ورسلك وصفتك وأهل الكرامة عليك من خلقك. اللهم وصل على علي أمير المؤمنين وصي رسول رب العالمين عبدك ووليك وأخي رسولك وحجتك على خلقك وآياتك الكبرى والنبأ العظيم وصل على الصديقة الطاهرة فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين ولا سبتي الرحمة وإمام الهدى الحسن والحسين سيدي شباب أهل الجنة. وصل على أئمة المسلمين علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي والخلف الهادي المهدي وحججك على عبادك وأمنائك في بلادك صلاة كثيرة دائمة. وصل على ولي أمرك القائم المؤمن والأحد المنتظر ووفوا بملائكتك المقربين وأيدوا بروح القدس يا رب العالمين. اللهم اجعل داعي إلى كتابك والقائم بدينك استخلف في الأرض كما استخلفت الذين من قبله مكن له دينه الذي ارتضيته له قبل من بعد خوفه أمنا يعبدك لا يشرك بك شيئا. اللهم عزه وعزز به وانصره وانتصر به وانصر نصرا عزيزا وافتح له فتحا يسيرا واجعل له من لدنك سلطانا نصيرا. اللهم أظهر بدينك وسنة نبيك حتى لا يستخفي شيء من الحق مخافة أحد من الخلق. اللهم إنا نرغب إليك في دولة كريمة تعز بها الإسلام وأهله وتذل بها النفاق ولا تجعلنا فيها من الدعاة إلى طاعتك والقادة إلى سبيلك وترزقنا بها كرامة الدنيا والآخرة. اللهم ما عرفتنا من الحق فحملنا وما قصرنا عنه فبلغنا. اللهم انبئ شعثنا واشرب به صدعنا ورتق فسك فتقنا وكسر به قلتنا وأزل به ذلتنا وأغن به عائلنا واقض به عن مغربنا واجبر به فقرنا وسد به خلتنا ويسر به أسرنا وبيض به وجوهنا وفك به أسرنا وانجح به طلبتنا وانجز به مواعيدنا واستجب به دعوتنا وآتنا به سؤلنا وبلغنا من الدنيا والآخرة آمالنا وآتنا بفق رغبتنا يا خير المسؤولين وأوسع المعطين. اشف به صدورنا واذهب غيظ قلوبنا واهدنا لما اختلف به من الحق بإذنك إنك تهدي من تشاء إلى صراط مستقيم. وانصرنا به على عدوك وعدونا إلى الحق آمين. اللهم إنا نشكو إليك فقد نبينا صلواتك عليه وآله وغيبة ولينا وكثرة عددنا عدونا وقلة عددنا وشدة الفتن بنا وتظاهر الزمان علينا. فصل على محمد وآله وأعن على ذلك بفتح منك تعجله وبزرر تكشفه ونصر تعزه وسلطان حق تظهره ورحمة منك تجللناها عافية منك تلبسناها برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم برحمتك في الصالحين وادخلنا، وفي عليين فارفعنا، وبكاس من معين من عين سلسبيل فاسقنا، ومن الهور العين برحمتك فزوجنا، من البلدان المخلدين كأنهم لؤلؤ مكنون فأخدمنا، ومن ثمار الجنة ولهوم الطير فأطعمنا، ومن ثياب السندس والحرير والاستبرق فالبسنا، وليلة القدر وحج بيتك الحرام وقتلا في سبيلك فوفق لنا، والصالح الدعاء واستجبتنا يا خالقنا فاستجب لنا. وإذا جمعت الأولين والآخرين يوم القيامة فارحمنا، وبراءة من النار فاكتب لنا، وفي جهنم فلا تغلنا، وفي عذابك وهوانك فلا تبتلنا، من الزكوم والضريع فلا تطعمنا، ومع الشياطين فلا تجعلنا، وفي النار على وجوهنا فلا تكببنا، ومن ثياب النار وسرابيل القتران فلا تلبسنا، من كل سوء يا لا إله إلا أنت بك لا إله إلا أنت فنجنا. اللهم إني أسألك أن تجعل فيما تغزي وتقدر من الأمر المحتوم في الأمر الحكيم، من القضاء الذي لا يرد ولا يبدل، أن تكتبني من حجاج بيتك الحرام المبرور حجهم، المشكور سعيهم، المغفور ذنوبهم، المكفر سيئاتهم، وأن تجعل فيما تقضي وتقدر أن تطيل عمري في خير وعافية، وتوسع في رزقي، وتجعلني ممن تنتصر بي لدينك ولا تبدل بي غيري. أعوذ بجلالك الكريم أنقذ عني شهر رمضان، أحيات الفجر من ليلة هذه، وراقب لي طبيعة أو ذنب تعذبني عليك. صلوات. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم إنك قلت في كتابك المنزل شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان، فعظمت حرمة شهر رمضان ما أنزلت فيه من القرآن وخصصته بليلة القدر وجعلتها خيرا من 1000 شهر. اللهم وهذه أيام شهر رمضان قد انقضت ولياليه قد صرمت قد صرت يا إلهي من إلى ما أنت أعلم مني وعصى يده من الخلق أجمعين فاسألك بما سألك به ملائكتك المقربون وأنبياؤك المرسلون وعبادك الصالحون أن تصلي على محمد وآل محمد وأن تفك رقبتي من النار وتدخل هذه الجنة برحمتك وإن لا تفضل علي بعفوك وكرمك وتقبل تقربي وتستجيب دعائي وتمن علي بالأمن يوم الخوف من كل حول أعددته ليوم القيامة. إلهي أعوذ بوجهك الكريم وبجلالك العظيم أن تنقضي أيام شهر رمضان ولياليه وراقب لي تبعة أو ذنب تؤاخذني به أو خطيئة تريد أن تقتصها مني لم تغفرها لي. سيدي أسألك يا لا إله إلا أنت أسألك يا لا إله إلا أنت إذ لا إله إلا أنت أن كنت رضيت عني في هذا الشهر وفسد عني رضا وإن لم يكن رضيت عني فمن الآن فارض عني يا أرحم الراحمين. يا الله يا هاب يا صمد يا من لم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد يا مولاي دهري داود عليه السلام يا كاشف الضر والقلب الإسلامي عن أيوب عليه السلام غير مفرج غم يعقوب عليه السلام برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. دعاء اشتبه هفتم صلى الله يا ماد الظل ولو شئت جعلتها ساكنا وجعلت الشمس عليه دليلا ثم قبضته قبضا يسيرا يا ذا الجود والطول والكبرياء والآلاء يا لا إله إلا يا لا إله إلا عالم الغيب والشهادة الرحمن الرحيم. لا إله إلا لا إله إلا يا قدوس يا سلام يا مؤمن يا مهيمن يا عزيز يا جبار يا متكبر يا الله يا خالق يا الله يا خالق يا بارئ يا مصور يا الله يا الله يا الله لك الأسماء الحسنى والأمثال الأبرياء والكبرياء والآلاء أسألك أن تصلي على محمد وآل محمد وأن تعدل اسمي في هذه الليلة في السعداء والروح مع الشهداء وإحساني في عليين وإساءتي مغفورة وأن تهب لي يقينا تباشر به قلبي وإيمانا يذهب الشك وترضيني بما قسمت لي واعطنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار الحريق وارزقني فيها ذكرك وشكرك والرغبة إليك والإنابة والتوبة والتوفيق لما وفقت لمحمد وآل محمد وصلى الله عليه وآله.
الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء وخاتم المرسلين سيدنا ونبينا بالقاسم محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين واللعنة الدائمة الباقية على أعدائهم من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين. Amma ba'd, brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Time is actually not in our favor as far as continuing the theme of Shaitan. So tonight you'll be relieved from him. Yesterday we started what I consider to be the access points that Shaitan uses to influence human beings. But since tonight the time is very short, well, I'll just go through some question answers about the issues related to fitrah, since Eid is coming very close. So inshallah we'll start with the first question. Is Zakatul Fitra wajib on behalf of a child who is born before Maghrib on the eve of Eid al-Fitr? The three options, yes or no, or maybe. Just like these children who are born midnight before New Year, there is different counting of the school year. When they are admitted into the school, that year, the year, or a year after that. So this is the question. If the child is born before sunset, then the fitrah would be, let us see. Okay, not bad. 55 is the right answer. But if the child was born after Maghrib, then you'll have to pay fitrah next year, inshallah. Because the wujub of fitrah starts at the time of Maghrib. So if the child is born after the wujub has come in, then it will not be applicable on the parent at the time. We go on to the second one. Is if Zayd married Zainab after Maghrib on the eve of Eid al-Fitr, is her fitrah wajib on the husband or her father or herself? or the person who recited the aqd. I don't know who will do that at that time, anyway, on the eve of Eid. No, this is after Maghrib, remember? The birth of the child. So this lady becomes a wife after Maghrib. So the wajib, the fitrah is not on the husband. It is either on the father or on herself. If you sponsor a poor child or an orphan fully, for example, with Al-Ain, you know, the charity for the orphans that we work with in Iraq, would you have to pay fitrah on behalf of your sponsored, orphan? Is the orphan child sponsored by you considered to be a dependent? The answer is no, because they are not considered to be part of your dependents. You're supporting them, but they are not part of the people who would be your, dependents. Question 4, can fitrah be given in Ramadan to the recipient as a loan and then consider it as fitrah when it becomes wajib? Because remember, if you do something before the wujub starts, you can't do the niyat of that. Just as you cannot recite Zohar prayers at 10 in the morning, similarly you cannot pay fitrah ahead of time with the niyat of fitrah. So you give it as a loan, but you change the niyat that what I have given to this fellow as a loan now is the fitrah. And this is where, so the answer would be that there is no problem. Number 5, if you invite your friends for iftar on the eve of Eid al-Fitr, is there fitrah wajib on you? Or is the Jamaat supposed to pay the fitrah for all those people who come here for iftar on that Eid? Let's see what is the answer. The answer is no. If they're just friends, they will come for dinner, they will go away. They are not considered to be your dependents. But now let's change it. If an out-of-town guest arrives before Maghrib at your home, and he's going to stay with you. If people ask you, where do I come and see you, he will give your address. Maybe he'll give your telephone number. So in that case, because he arrived at the Maghrib just before Maghrib time, his fitrah would be wajib on you. If you set aside a $10 bill for the fitrah, with the niyat of fitrah, and then when the time comes to actually giving it to the recipient or to the person who is going to take it and give it to them, can you replace that and use from the money that you have at that time in your pocket? Or it has to be exactly the same bill that you did the niyat? You can use the other money. Sometimes people become very worried. I use something others. It's yours. $10 that one or $10 from your pocket, that's fine. What about your pet? If you have a fish, bird, or cat, you feed them every day. They are dependent on you. Did you count them or not? It's nothing to do with the fasting. Many dependents don't fast. Those who are 1 year old, they don't fast. No, there is no fitrah for pets or animals. What is the proper usage of zakatul fitr? It is considered to be like zakat, and it's a long list of recipients in Surah Tawbah. Can it be used for masjid or for school or for poor and needy? According to the great Maraja like the late Ayatollah Sistani, late Ayatollah Khoyi, Ayatollah Sistani, as well as individuals like Ayatollah Nasir Makarim Shirazi, fitra has to be used only for the poor and the needy. You don't use it for other religious causes. So no organization should be keeping that fitra money for their own maintenance bill, paying the electricity bill or something like that. And this is something we have to keep in mind. Let me end with one question. The zakatul fitra should be given to the poor and needy who are in town or out of town or those who are gone for ziyarat. It's ihtiyati wujubi. That if you have a deserving person or individuals among the Shia Isna Ashari in your own town, you do not send zakatul fitra outside. If you don't have recipients in your own city, you don't know, then of course you can send it to other cities. So that's something we have to keep in mind, that many times we assume that the Canadian government takes care of everyone. There are many people who are, who actually fall down in that safety social net that the system has. And we have to look for, helping the people who are in the city first. If we don't find people who are deserving or there is a surplus in that fund, then you can send that out to other cities. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to fulfill our duty in the best possible manner. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.
Mu'mineen, Salamun Alaikum. Today is the last Friday of the month of Ramadan, and the blessed month is indeed passing by very quickly. We pray that our efforts this month are worthy of His acceptance. Ameen. For 40 years, the last Friday of Ramadan has been synonymous with events being held around the world to mark Al-Quds Day, a day on which we stand up in support of the plight of our Palestinian brothers and sisters. For the convenience of the attendees, the rally this year is again being held on a Saturday. The rally will take place tomorrow, June the 1st, with Mu'mineen assembling opposite the U.S. Consulate located at 361 University Avenue at 2:30 p.m. The organizers have arranged buses from various pickup locations within the GTA. The location closest to us is at the intersection of Bathurst Glen Drive and Apple Blossom Drive, and Mu'mineen are encouraged to attend. Also, there will be a rally in Ottawa to protest the destruction of Jannatul Baqi on June the 15th from 2 to 4 p.m. A number of buses are being organized from Toronto. If anyone is interested in attending the rally, please contact Brother Gulzar Rizwi at 416-500-6303. Thank you.
بر محمد و آل محمد صلوات.
سبحان الله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن عليًا ولي الله. أشهد أن عليًا حجة الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح حي على خير العمل حي على خير العمل. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله وسلم.
لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد أشهد أن محمد رسول الله اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد أشهد أن عليا ولي الله أشهد أن عليا حجة الله صلوات الله والسلام عليه. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح حي على خير العمل حي على خير العمل. قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. صلاة المغرب. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أعطيناك الكوثر وصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر. الله أكبر.
سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله.
سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر.
سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. ربي صل على محمد وآل محمد
الله أكبر استغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه الله أكبر
سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده ربي صل على محمد وآل محمد
الله أكبر بحول الله وقوته أقوم وأقعد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد ربي زدني علما والحقني بالصالحين الله أكبر
سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله
سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر
سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده ربي صل على محمد وآل محمد
الله أكبر استغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه الله أكبر
سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد بحول الله سبحان الله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر سبحان الله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر سبحان الله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر الله أكبر
سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله ربي صل على محمد وآل محمد
سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر
سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله
الله أكبر استغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه الله أكبر
سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده ربي صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم
الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته
محمد وآل محمد استغفر الله one time okay
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم ذو الجلال والإكرام وأتوب إليه بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا علي يا عظيم يا غفور يا رحيم أنت الرب العظيم الذي ليس كمثله شيء وهو السميع البصير وهذا شهر عظمته وكرمته وشرفته وفضلته على الشهور وهو الشهر الذي فرضت صيامه عليه وهو شهر رمضان الذي أنزلت فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان وجعلت فيه ليلة القدر وجعلتها خيرا من ألف شهر فيا ذا المن ولا يمن علي من علي بفكاك رحمتي من النار في من تمن علي وأدخل الجنة برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.
اللهم صل على
Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Tonight's iftar is sponsored by the Board of Trustees of As-Sadiq Islamic School for the Isal Thawab of Marhum Onali Maulidina, Marhumin of all board members and all Marhumin. Tonight's dessert is courtesy of Patisserie Monaco for Thawab of Marhum Fida Hussain Ali Bai and Marhumin of Ali Bai and Najrali families. Al-Fatiha. The iftar for kids under 12 will be served in the atrium right after ziyarat. Thank you.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد أشهد أن محمد رسول الله اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد أشهد أن عليا ولي الله أشهد أن عليا حجة الله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح حي على خير العمل حي على خير العمل قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله نماز عشاء أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر الله أكبر
سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله
سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر
سبحان ربي العلى وبحمده ربي صل على محمد وآل محمد
الله أكبر استغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه الله أكبر
سبحان ربي العلى وبحمده ربي صل على محمد وآل محمد
الله أكبر بحول الله وقوته أقوم وأقعد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا الله أكبر
سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله
سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر
سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمد ربي صل على محمد وآل محمد.
الله أكبر. استغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر.
سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمد ربي صل على محمد وآل محمد.
الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بحول الله. سبحان الله الحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر. سبحان الله الحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر. سبحان الله الحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر.
سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله.
سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر.
سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده ربي صل على محمد وآل محمد.
الله أكبر. استغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر.
سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده ربي صل على محمد وآل محمد.
الله أكبر. بحول الله. سبحان الله الحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر. سبحان الله الحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر. سبحان الله الحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر. الله أكبر.
سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده سبحان الله سبحان الله سبحان الله. ربي صل على محمد وآل محمد.
سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر.
سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
الله أكبر. استغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر.
سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
الله أكبر. الحمد لله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
محمد وآل محمد.
ما شاء يا الله. استغفر الله وجهه.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم ذو الجلال والإكرام وأتوب إليه. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم أدخل على أهل القبور السرور. اللهم أغني كل فقير. اللهم أشبع كل جائع. اللهم اكس كل عريان. اللهم اقضي دين كل مدين. اللهم فرج عن كل مكروب. اللهم رد كل غريب. اللهم فك كل أسير. اللهم أصلح كل فاسد من أمور المسلمين. اللهم اشف كل مريض. اللهم سد فقرنا بغنائك. اللهم غير سوء حالنا بحسن حالك. اللهم اقضي عنا الدين واغننا من الفقر إنك على كل شيء قدير.
يا الله. محمد وآل محمد.
السلام عليك يا رسول الله. السلام عليك يا نبي الله. السلام عليك يا علي بن أبي طالب يا أمير المؤمنين يا إمام المتقين. السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين. السلام عليك يا خديجة الكبرى أم المؤمنين. السلام عليك يا حسن بن علي أيها المجتبى. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله أيها الشهيد بكربلاء. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. السلام عليك يا علي بن الحسين يا زين العابدين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا مولانا يا صاحب العصر والزمان. الأمان 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 من فتنة الزمان. السلام عليك يا خليفة الرحمن. السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن. السلام عليك يا إمام الإنس والجان. عجل الله فرجك وسهل الله مخرجك وظهورك. السلام عليك ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Allah has given me a cotton candy sky.
I like Scouts because we make lots of cool stuff, like beaver buddies. We race them and we have fun. Yay, Scouts!
I see the red of my mother's love, the true blue of my father's hugs. I see the orange of my siblings' smile. I see the pink and the
I like Scouts because we do nice crafts and play with each other.
my eyes, for Allah has given me a cotton candy sky, a little.
I like Scouts because we get to meet new friends and play tons of sports.
Gray and I sometimes feel the rain, but I'll see the colors of the cotton candy sky again.
I like Scouts because we get to go camping.
And we get to try new things like canoeing and kayaking.
Most high, most of all, I see light, endless light upon light. Mercy from Allah, who is yours and mine. Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Rabb al-Alameen. Bismillah, and again I begin. Allah has given me a cotton candy sky, a little bit of blue, pink, purple, and white. I sometimes see the gray and I sometimes feel the rain, but I'll see the colors of the cotton candy sky again. Allah has given me a cotton candy sky.
I like Scouts because we make lots of cool stuff, like beaver buddies. We race them and we have fun. Yay, Scouts!
I see the red of my mother's love, the true blue of my father's hugs. I see the orange of my siblings' smile. I see the pink and the
I like Scouts because we do nice crafts and play with each other.
my eyes, for Allah has given me a cotton candy sky, a little.
I like Scouts because we get to meet new friends and play tons of sports.
Gray and I sometimes feel the rain, but I'll see the colors of the cotton candy sky again.
I like Scouts because we get to go camping.
And we get to try new things like canoeing and kayaking.
Most high, most of all, I see light, endless light upon light. Mercy from Allah, who is yours and mine. Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Rabb al-Alameen. Bismillah, and again I begin. Allah has given me a cotton candy sky, a little bit of blue, pink, purple, and white. I sometimes see the gray and I sometimes feel the rain, but I'll see the colors of the cotton candy sky again. Allah has given me a cotton candy sky.
I like Scouts because we make lots of cool stuff, like beaver buggies. We race them and we have fun. Yay, Scouts!
I see the red of my mother's love, the true blue of my father's hugs. I see the orange of my siblings' smile. I see the pink and the white.
I like Scouts because we do nice crafts and play with each other.
My eyes, for Allah has given me a cotton candy sky, a little.
I like Scouts because we get to meet new friends and play tons of sports.
Gray and I sometimes feel the rain, but I'll see the colors of the cotton candy sky again.
I like Scouts because we get to go camping.
And we get to try new things like canoeing and kayaking.
Most high, most of all, I see light, endless light upon light. Mercy from Allah, who is yours and mine. Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Rabb al-Alameen. Bismillah, and again I begin. Allah has given me a cotton candy sky, a little bit of blue, pink, purple, and white. I sometimes see the gray and I sometimes feel the rain, but I'll see the colors of the cotton candy sky again. Allah has given me a cotton candy sky.
I like Scouts because we make lots of cool stuff, like beaver buggies. We race them and we have fun. Yay, Scouts!
I see the red of my mother's love, the true blue of my father's hugs. I see the orange of my siblings' smile. I see the pink and the white.
I like Scouts because we do nice crafts and play with each other.
My eyes, for Allah has given me a cotton candy sky, a little.
I like Scouts because we get to meet new friends and play tons of sports.
Gray and I sometimes feel the rain, but I'll see the colors of the cotton candy sky again.
I like Scouts because we get
Mu'mineen, after you have completed your iftar, we will also be setting out the dessert on the right side of the hall, the wall close to the atrium. So inshallah, after you finish your iftar, you can proceed to the tables that are closer to the atrium, and the dessert will be on those tables. Thank you.